Olive, you die.
That's right.
Olive, you die.
Clofton
That's me.
and Olive. It's the Cleft Olive show.
The Cleft
All right.
Olive.
We would like to welcome you back to the Hall of Dames, and we watched an exciting first bout. It's time to get ready for the Valkyries versus the Bombshells.
Our teams are geared up and ready to go.
Before we begin, once a reminder, no whistling is allowed from the audience. It interrupts the game. Keep your hands, arms, and feet and everything else outside the track and behind the yellow line at all times. Now, let's get ready for some roller derby. So I'll announce the Valkyries. Go. All right, Derby fans, it's time to get this underway. Let's introduce you to the first team that's skating in the second bout this evening. It's the Doomsday Valkyries. Skating tonight for the Doomsday Valkyries, number 007, Clutch Cannon. Number 13, Hugs and Stitches. Number 38, NC Jammer. Number 070, Invader Slim. Number 73, Shirls. Number 98, Blair Bitch. Number 131, Muerta. Number 401, Audimus Prime. Number 414, Foxy Razordine. Number 866, Alley's Kraken. Number 2187, Princess Leia. Co-captain of the Doomsday Valkyries, number 626, Remy Ruckus. Captain of the Doomsday Valkyries, number 22, Mimi Muller. Coaches of the Doomsday Valkyries tonight, Infidel Castro and Nikki Badass.
And the second team that will be playing tonight is the Bombshells. Skating on the Bombshells tonight, we have number 3, Enema Burns. Number 6, Tornado Alley. 24K Gold Dig Her. 48, Beater Cottontail. 55, Skid Vicious. 71, Mads Incognito. 182, Hannibal Lecture. 600, Thigh Voltage. 835, Scaren Jaeger. 186, Columbiach. 1999, Show Nuff. And the Bombshells co-captain, Dirty Carey. The captain, Impaler Swift. Their coaches are Rough Rider and Laura Stabs.
All right, we're about ready to go. Our second bout of the evening. Is anybody here that just got here for this first bout? I mean, the second bout, anybody here? Or is everybody here kind of hanging around from the first one? How we doing? Food truck has gone home for the night, unfortunately, but if you want to munch on some stuff, the snack bar's got food. Don't forget about that. First jam this evening, your first jammer for the Bombshells is Tornado Alley.
And for the Valkyries, it is Muerta.
Underway now. We'll talk a little bit more about the scheduling and possible playoff implications already of this bout.
Oh, Tornado Alley out before turn 1.
Muerta's at the back of a 4-wall of Bombshells blockers and is dancing up and down, trying to find an opening.
Oh, Tornado Alley runs into the other jammer, and Muerta gets out.
Muerta's out for the Valkyries to try to keep this to one scoring pass for Tornado Alley, and Alley gets through, calls it off. Our first points will be on the board, and it's all 5 points. It looks like Alley did get that point for Muerta before Muerta broke out, so Alley gets all 5, and it's 5-0 Bombshells after one jam.
We have Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
Your Valkyries jammer is NC Jammer.
Carey decided to play a little jammer defense. And burst out before turn 1.
NC trying to get out. Now NC along the rail is able to clear as well.
Right as Carey comes back and gets out again and calls it off.
Jammer right now for the Bombshells, number 6, Tornado Alley.
And we have Princess Leia for the Valkyries. She gets escorted off the track by Mads. Jammers both still fighting. Muerta keeping Alley in. Oh, and she gets out right as I say that. Tornado Alley out again. Oh! Fell right at the end there.
All right, looks like 5 more points for the Bombshells. And 14-0 at the moment.
Oh, was there a jammer penalty?
There certainly was a jammer penalty.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I won't say it yet.
Right, well, we'll hold that thought because there is going to be a timeout, and that's a team timeout by the Valkyries. So, Valkyries are going to take a second to talk this over. At the moment, it appears like it might be a power jam for the Bombshells, but we'll check that out in a moment. Very early going here, 12:08 to go in the first quarter. Bombshells 14, Valkyries no score so far. Fans, if you're having a good time, do not forget you can always come to our next bout. Don't forget, if you're here in the arena, there are QR codes you can scan to get pre-sale tickets for the next bout, or you can show up and buy them at the door. Our next bout is January 6th. It's a night you won't want to miss. It is going to be the Minor Assaults in a thrilling mashup bout. Before that is going to be the Brides versus the Beauties, so 2 very strong teams going at it. That's January 6th, same time right here at the warehouse. 5 p.m. first whistle. Anyway, we only had time for one.
Dirty Carry for a power jam. Carey fighting against the front wall. The Bombshells trying to hold the goad. That is Remy Ruckus in the back. The Valkyries have very good defense going on right now. Mimi Mahler keeping it all glued together.
Pat kind of grinds to a halt here in front of us, but then Dirty Carry gets the wave on. Those blockers at the back of the pack were able to get the front blockers called out of play. So now here comes Dirty Carry with 21 seconds to go in the power jam.
Gets hit off the track by NC Jammer.
Just 6 seconds left now in the power jam. Excellent block there at the front of the pack. Excellent block there at the front of the pack. Mimi Mahler with 2 very good blocks. And that's going to do it. Jam clock expires on the power jam. Stepping up to the jammer line now for the Bombshells is Hannibal Lecture, number 182.
And we have Muerta 131 for the Valkyries.
That was 4 points on that power jam for the Bombshells.
Hannibal Lecture out immediately, and Muerta right behind her.
We're going to have a jammer race. It looks like Hannibal Lecture's got about a 6-length lead on Muerta as they barrel into the pack. Heading down to the inside and calls it off just before falling off the track. We'll check the points on that. Let's check what the jam ref is signaling in. I think that's Crash down there, right?
I think ref? So. Yeah.
All right. There we go. 3 points for the Bombshells in that jam. All right. Bombshells so far lead jam in all of the jams.
We have Hugs and Stitches, number 13 for the Valkyries.
Tornado Alley is jamming for the Bombshells.
I think Stitches thought that she misheard the whistle. So she looked back at Allie to see if she was going. And Allie out. Stitches fighting against Scaren Jaeger up in the front. Mads coming in behind. And pushes them out of play.
Tornado Alley finishes off the scoring pass and calls it off. Rainbow Crash wandering into a sea of red jerseys there and just trying not to get run over. 4 more points for the Bombshells. Bombshells so far own all the offense, 25-0 here in the early going, but of course we're only 6 minutes into the first quarter. Jammer right now for the Doomsday Valkyries is Princess Leia.
Bombshells giving up the back wall. This gives the Valkyries an advantage to trap the jammer faster.
So Dirty Carry now kind of pinballing around at the back of the pack, and there goes Princess Leia. Leia now out and clear for the Valkyries. Valkyries looking to get on the board here in the early going.
Oh, and the Bombshells co-captain Carry is out.
Dirty Carry gets out and weaving along the inside is Princess Leia. There was just about a humongous collision there. That was, let's see who that was. That was Gold Digger that just about hit Sleia, and Sleia managed to zip through. So Sleia's going to put the first points on the board for the Valkyries. 25-4 here in the early going, and it's going to be NC Jammer for the Valkyries now.
And number 6, Tornado Alley for the Bombshells.
They're doing a wonderful job, by the way. Very well. Down to the inside goes NC, kind of swung around. Scaren Jaeger. Now at the front of the pack, NC's just trying to use the rail for leverage. Now here comes Remy Ruckus to do the pivots job, and that's try to get people out of the way. Fighting against Mads. Now Jaeger's going to shut the door. All the pack comes back together, and then out the front, there goes NC Jammer. Finally, 34 seconds left in the jam.
Tornado Alley still getting stuck in the pack.
Alley now gets up. Bench calls out Jammer's coming. NC's going to go around the outside. Mads gets hit and slides all the way down to the infield on her knees, and NC finishes the scoring pass. 14 seconds left, and now NC's going to put the hammer down and try to catch up. One more comes up from the Valkyries fans on the outside of the track. 5 seconds left in the jam. NC runs up into the jammer. Tornado Alley. Wow, Tornado Alley with a great jammer block. Good defense by Tornado Alley with the jammer star on. Valkyries get 9 points on the jam. 9 points. 25-13. 25-0 run for the Bombshells. 13-0 run for the Valkyries. The math is easy when it's this early.
It's 131 Muerta for the Valkyries.
It's going to be Dirty Carry once again for the Bombshells. I think the music stopped again. Did I do that? I'm going to try to start the music again, everybody. Did I hit it again? I'm sorry. I'm really bad with laptops. Meanwhile, on the action here, I apologize. We're also running AV, so I'm trying to get the music going for everybody here in the warehouse. Muerta is down to the inside. Dirty Carry gets blocked off as well. Bench had given Dirty Carry the green light to get on through. Now here goes Dirty. Oh, there goes Muerta. Dirty Carry, what a way to dodge a block, and Muerta calls it off. So no points on either side. A little mini jammer race there once Muerta broke out. We'll reset for the next jam. Jamming for the Bombshells for the first time this evening, Skarin Jaeger.
And we have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
We're underway. Jaeger runs right up into the back of Remy Ruckus. Kind of a collision, and they just sort of stared at each other for a second.
Matt's playing some good defense on Stitches.
And there's Jaeger breaking out along the inside.
And Stitches right behind them.
Jaeger calls it off. I think that was two very good jammers, both agreeing that it was just going to be a stalemate. So let's check out what's going on here. We have no points for either side once again. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Apparently defense is going to be the order of the day. We've got another first-time jammer for the Bombshells, Skid Vicious.
And we have Princess Leia for the Valkyries.
Skid and Slaya both kind of routed off to the infield. Really tight pack right now, and Slaya's going to run around the outside. Slaya gets clear, absorbs a huge block from Mimi Mahler and gets through anyway. What a way to absorb contact. Skid's trying to fight along the rail and gets blocked, was kind of coasting along on one skate and gets knocked to the infield while Princess Leia gets out and Skid calls it off. A lot of great action so far here, and like I said, it's going to be one of those bouts where everybody's going to fight for every point for sure. 29-13, Bombshells in front with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and they're going to send Tornado Alley to the jammer line.
And the Valkyries are going to send NC Jammer. Sounds like someone for the job. Both jammers still fighting in the pack. Oh, and Allie slips out.
NC Jammer is still mid-pack and trying to fight through. Routed off to the infield. Here comes Tornado Alley. And Tornado Alley is able to weave past Sherrills at the front of the pack.
NC's hat is not on anymore and has passed it to Hugs and Stitches. And Hugs and Stitches does a crazy cool move as always and gets out.
That's a 9-point jam for the Bombshells. Just when I was talking about how much defense was going on, Bombshells come out with a rather large offensive outburst for the standards of this quarter, so 38-13. It's going to be Dirty Carry for the Bombshells at the jammer line.
Muerta fighting up against the back wall. Both jammers still fighting. Oh, and Carrie slides and jumps through.
See the jammer coming in now. Here comes Dirty Carry. Gets around the jammer. The jammer for the Valkyries. Still Muerta. 15 seconds left in the jam. Dirty Carry blocked off to the infield.
And it gets past to Mimi Mahler, and Mimi Mahler is out. But Dirty Carry calls it. We have two former minor assaults on the line right now. We have Mads Incognito for the Bombshells and Stitches, both former teammates of mine and a current teammate of mine.
Also correct.
Both also really good at roller derby. Oh my gosh, Stitches takes a crazy fall. Stitches lands backwards,
That
face
was quite
the
a tumble.
other direction.
My goodness, Mads Incognito is your lead jammer for the Bombshells. It just took us a second to process what we just saw.
And just slides through right after the panty gets passed to NC, or right before.
So Mads had gotten through, finished off that 5-point scoring pass, and then NC took off, and Mads called it off. That was kind of the chain of events there. So 47-13, Bombshells keep building on that lead here in the early going. Less than a minute to go until the end of the first quarter. That's Princess Leia for the Valkyries.
And we have Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. Dirty Carry immediately escorts Sleia off the track. The Bombshells tend to do jammer defense a lot off the line, which is something no other team really does that much.
Whole lot of screaming wheels as everybody tries to get traction.
There's also a whole lot of panty passes and just taking the panty off the head from the Valkyries today. Mimi Mahler has grabbed it and is now currently chasing Dirty Carry. And Dirty Carry says no. I'm calling it off.
Just enough time left on the quarter clock for one more jam here in the first quarter. Quarter clock just expired as I was saying that. So this is guaranteed to be the last jam of the first quarter. 47-13, Bombshells in front so far. Yeah, Bombshells have dominated the lead jam tally so far. The Valkyries as you said, a lot of star passes trying to keep up and get jammers out to keep it to one pass. Meanwhile, this is NC Jammer for the Valkyries, Tornado Alley for the Bombshells.
Both jammers fighting in the pack. Both of them kind of doing a little bit of jammer defense too. Clutch and Shurls holding Allie in the front, but unfortunately are out of play.
Tornado Alley fighting through the pack. Calling it off mid-pack. Calling it into it as the clock was winding down, I would say. Nope. Alley got all 5 of the points on that pass. And the Bombshells fans give a little cheer as the first quarter comes to the end. So, Bombshells open the quarter 25-0. Valkyries put 13 unanswered points on the board. And the Bombshells answered with 27 unanswered points.
the whistle gets blown. So we have 44 dirty carry for the Bombshells.
That's Princess Leia for the Valkyries, number 2187. And
Oh my gosh.
look at that.
Immediately runs out.
Well, we've got a severe pack imbalance, but my goodness, right out there goes. I was going to say there's only 2 Bombshells blockers.
Slip through.
Yeah, but now the Bombshells are going to try to run ahead. Now the accordion closes in, and here comes NC just looking for an opening, and is going to call it off. Let's check the infield and see. No points. NC was not able to get a point and had to call it off with the jammer racing in from behind. Wows. All right, no points in the first jam of the second quarter. It's going to be Tornado Alley for the Bombshells. Okay, I thought Alley was leaving the track. Alley is just getting low.
And Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries. Stitches trying to slide around Mads, but Mads did not let them. And Tornado Alley slipped out while I wasn't paying attention.
Stitches down to the inside, now back up, and then just kind of, wow, what a move. Stitches with some fancy skate work and just kind of swung around Jaeger.
Stitches being the coolest person ever.
And there's Alley tiptoeing around NC at the front of the pack. 4 more points for the Bombshells on the board.
We have Muerta for the Valkyries.
And it's going to be Dirty Carry once again. No, it is not going to be Dirty Carry. Dirty Carry is heading off the track, and it's a power. No, it's starting to get all cranked up. But it's going to be a timeout. And Freya Hugs will tell us what kind of timeout. Bombshells are going to challenge. So as we said earlier, can you read the whiteboard? Thank you. I'm sure you can. You're youthful with youthful eyes.
No. No, I cannot. I have bad vision, so.
Oh, wow. Okay, well then, yeah, see, like the thing is, like they tell me when I'm announcing, we'll do tournaments, and they say, can you announce the penalties? And I go, no.
Yeah, I
wish.
just got new contacts yesterday.
I tried to move
suck.
my car earlier and forgot my glasses, and I was afraid I was going to run over an entire food truck. Anyway, the challenge is continuing as we've been up here jawing, and what's happening is we would likely guess that the Bombshells are challenging the penalty on their jammer so as to not surrender a power jam. So we'll see. We'll read some sponsor spots here momentarily. Your score as we take a break in the action, Bombshells on top 56-13.
Are you interested in being a part of roller derby community but not hitting people? Our regulators are always looking for dedicated and eager minds to learn our rule set and help keep our skaters on the track safe. Our regulator team is an open gender team. There are various levels of officiating and that go on during roller derby bouts, so come be a part of the action and help our league now. Ask any skater or ref how to get involved.
Hey, Olive, what year was it when the minor assaults won the national championship? What season was that?
I think it's 2018,
okay,
if I remember
That's
correctly.
right. I believe that's correct. I was just setting you up to brag about it is all.
Yes, I was on the team when that happened, guys. Minor assaults are awesome.
Our minor assaults here, the Arizona Derby Dames minor assaults, won the national championship for minor bank track teams. You may not be aware of that, but they won in 2018 and then were runners-up in 2019. And then the pandemic blew everything apart. But it's coming back together. The LA junior team just came from LA and skated against the minor assaults. So it's good to see. Anyway, minor assaults, as Olive can attest, if as we've said before, if you're between 10 and 17 and like to skate, or if you know somebody, you got a nephew or a niece, if you have some sort of an offspring of your, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. If you know a kid that likes to skate, perhaps, all they really need is minor skating skills. There's not tryouts or anything. Talk to anybody here involved with the league. The whole thing about the minor assaults is that their coaches really help, and it helps you develop life skills far beyond roller derby, as the odd copy says.
I'd say it's definitely one of the better decisions I've made.
There you go. Yeah. So anyhow, if you know of anybody that might like to get involved in the minor assaults, there's several former minor assaults out there right now. Challenge has come to a close, so I'll wrap this up. Just kind of musing about the minor assaults. Anyway, it's a great program and a lot of fun. They'll be skating on January 6th in another mashup bout. You can come and check it out. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, check with any skater if you know anybody that might want to join the minor assaults.
The Doomsday Valkyries have like 5 minor assaults on their team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
So after review, there we are. The timeout is over, and the challenge was successful. The penalty was overturned. So the penalty on the Bombshells jammer overturned, and no power jam now for the Valkyries. It's still Muerta, but the Bombshells, after a lengthy challenge, have now added Tornado Alley.
Alley comes to a fall straight down.
Big collision there, and as we said before, that was butt to concrete. That hurts.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. So
Muerta slips out.
All right, Muerta's out. Lead jammer for the Valkyries. A cheer goes up from the Valkyries faithful. Tornado Alley is able to get by Mimi Mahler.
And slips past Leia.
Just managed to tiptoe by. Mimi Mahler is trying to pin Alley to the rail, but Alley gets out and is going to try to keep this to one scoring attempt for Muerta. Muerta gets pushed off and is trying to get in front of another skater and calls it off just in time with Tornado Alley coming in with a full head of steam.
I heard multiple voices yelling, call it.
Yes. Muerta got 1 point out of that. One very hard-fought point for the Valkyries. 56-14. It's going to be Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
And Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
Underway we go, and both jammers find themselves on the infield. Carries to the front. Carry slides off to the infield.
And
Stitches. Right there you go. Stitches flying around the outside. Dirty Carry ends up reestablishing behind the entire pack, but is able to weave around those blockers and get clear. Dirty Carry with some veteran moves. Hugs and Stitches now catches up to the pack and is just kind of trying to pick through the blockers here, only getting one chance at it. Shifty move by Hugs and Stitches to get by Skid Vicious at the front of the pack and finish the scoring pass. And it's 4 points for the Valkyries.
We have Princess Leia for the Valkyries.
Jammer for the Bombshells, Skarin Jaeger.
Black is down 1, so that means that the Bombshells have a pack advantage.
So Jaeger quickly to the front of the pack, and Jaeger's going to get out.
And Leia right out after them.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jaeger checks over their shoulder and sees that NC is out too, so Jaeger knows what the score is. Going to race up to the inside, and those Bombshells blockers were kind of pinning as many Valkyries as they could to the rail.
It kind of looked like Leia took a whip off of Mimi too.
So it ends up being 2 points for the Bombshells there. And now at the jammer line for the Bombshells, once again, it's Dirty Carry.
And NC Jammer for the Valkyries.
Seems like we've settled into a pretty solid rotation for both teams at this point.
Yeah, I've definitely heard you say and have had to say both of their names multiple times.
Right, yeah. So now both jammers are actually kind of pinned in the pack. NC to the infield. There goes Dirty Carry once again. Dirty Carry right out. NC is going to run squarely into Skid Vicious, and Skid Vicious just stopped her. Now NC to the inside, and NC's going to get out once again. Try to keep
some
this
great
to one.
offense by Remy Ruckus.
Mm-hmm. Dirty Carry, 4 more points for the Bombshells. 62-18. Tornado Alley once again for the Bombshells.
And Muerta once again for the Valkyries.
So as this jam gets ready, I wanted to take a moment as we get ready to start this one and let you know both of these teams right now 1-1. Both lost their first game of the season. Both won their second game of the season. Now, the winning team here tonight will be 2-1. They'll be second in the standings behind the Brides. So this game is for serious positioning in the stands because the loser of this game will be 1-2, and they'll be kind of mired in a fight for third and fourth. But yeah, the winner of this game comes out in second place in the standings in the league with 2 games to go. So exciting times. Tornado Alley is up at the front of the pack. And really, if any jammer had broken out, I probably would have broken off my thoughts. Alley's trying to get through. Jammer for the Valkyries is back up at the back.
Allie folds over the rail after Mimi's hit.
I just saw Allie's Kraken and Mimi clear out 2 of the runaway brides, Swifty, and Allie. And now we're watching. There we go. So a star handoff.
To the captain.
Taking over. Rarely wearing a star on her head.
I was going to say, I feel like I've never seen this before.
Right. It's like when Remy jams. Like, I'm sorry, what? No, take that off. That's the wrong one.
I'm not complaining, though. I'm team Swifty should jam.
There we go. There we go. Exit. Somebody just yelled from the audience, yes, I agree, Olive, for the live stream watchers. All right. We are 62-18. 8 minutes to go until halftime, and it's NC Jammer for the Valkyries. Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. And a bunch of collisions down to the infield. And there goes NC, just full head of steam. NC coming out. Dirty Carry at the back of the pack. Dirty Carry had been knocked down. Dirty Carry gets dumped again. Just face first right into the Formica.
I hate it when you're about to get out and you fall and the whole pack ends up in front of you again.
Dirty Carry just got out. Hugs and Stitches tried to do it twice. Hugs and Stitches swept the leg. Hugs and Stitches swept the leg. And managed to get it to work once and tried to do it again. And if that had happened twice, I would have come over this table and just run out the door like it was an And One mixtape video. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, just had to call that out. 4 points for the Valkyries, so good move by Hugs and Stitches to sweep the leg. But, yeah, I'm so glad I saw that. Scaren Jaeger for the Bombshells now.
And we have Princess Leia for the Valkyries.
So Jaeger quickly to the front. Jaeger's going to blast right through.
Right as Leia gets out immediately.
So once again, Bombshells with lead Jammer. Valkyries out right behind, but Bombshells have been controlling the pace of play thus far. Jaeger has to call it off. Jaeger got directed up into the rail again.
Barely in time.
Sleia's holding up a finger. Let's check. Look at that. No points for the Bombshells. Princess Leia gets 1 point on the trailing end for the Valkyries. That is a wow. And we got a challenge. That is a challenge flag. That's easy to see. I can see that one from here. I love their challenge flag. Yeah. Thank you, Freya. It's a challenge by the Valkyries. Well, yeah, I didn't want to steal her thunder. Anyway, it's a challenge by the Doomsday Valkyries. So we'll have to see what they're challenging, obviously. They got that 1 point at the end, so I would have to say it's a scoring challenge, yeah? Probably? No, well, there, can you read that from this distance?
Challenge.
Yep, here goes our eye in the sky, Racy Tracy. Yep, Racy Tracy already guessed it was a scoring challenge as well. Points. Yeah, points challenge. I'm sorry, I called it a scoring challenge, but that's why I'm not a regulator, is because I don't know what things are called. They called a foul. They called a foul on that one. Who has the ball? So it is a challenge. We'll have a brief break in the action. It's 62-23 at the moment with 6:17 to go in the second quarter. Don't forget, also fans, live stream is absolutely a thing. You know our bouts are live streamed on Twitch, so if you can't make it down here, feel free to follow us on Twitch. Just look up the Arizona Derby Dames on Twitch. Also, don't forget that all the bouts are archived there, so you can watch bout footage if you want to replay that Hugs and Stitches sweep in the leg thing, which was pretty sweet. You can watch any of our action on Twitch. Don't forget to mash that follow button and then use your nose to tap the subscribe button. That's required. You can only mash one of the two. You must touch the other with your nose. Anyhow, if you follow and subscribe, that boosts the league's visibility because you know how computers work. So follow and subscribe. Subscriptions for Twitch only cost like $5.75 a month, and sometimes you get a free one through your internet plan. Honestly, check. Freya gets a free one because she's an Amazon Prime member. All those things help the league. The league gets a percentage of subscriber fees, and you can watch at home. And we want to shout out to everybody who's watching right now at home. If you're cheering, we can't hear you. That's not how live streams work. I only have a microphone. That's the only reason you can hear me. We've explained this.
I also may have heard a rumor that the 50-50 raffle is at $50.
All right. So 50-50 is at 50. It's real easy to get in on that action. Win yourself a little bit of a prize. Challenge is over. Racy Tracy, number 858, will be heading back up here, and Tracy will give us the outcome thereof. We'll find out if the Valkyries got more points or not. Wait, one more point? Yeah, basically, if the decision was over, you get it.
This means that the challenge has been upheld.
That's right. No, challenge has not been upheld. The points were upheld.
The points were upheld.
The challenge was unsuccessful.
The challenge was unsuccessful.
Yeah, but don't worry. Whenever Lollipop comes up here, she always gets it backwards, too. And she's in charge, so it's okay. You're good. So, yeah, anyway, now the Valkyries were trying to challenge for one more point, and it was unsuccessful, so they've lost their first half challenge.
NC runs out on the low, and Skid follows suit.
Skid managing to dodge a block from Remy Ruckus. I think Remy took out one of Skid's legs, and Skid still got through. Meanwhile, here comes NC down to the inside, gets knocked off, has to get up and reestablish, and loses lead
Oh
jam.
my
We got a
gosh.
lead change. Oh, goodness, lead jam change. Oh, my.
All
Skid
of the
Vicious
words.
barreling in at the end, and NC got knocked to the infield. And if you're new to Derby, you have to be on the track to call the jam off as lead jammer, and NC was squarely on the yellow paint. So Skid Vicious rocketed through, ends up being 5 points for the Bombshells and 1 point for the Valkyries. There we are.
The words were stolen out of my mouth. I couldn't even say what was happening. I was so
Yes,
stunned.
Very much, yeah. There goes Tornado Alley blasting through. Muerta is the jammer for the Valkyries and is getting routed off again. Scaring Jaeger's making that personal. Big collision there. Jaeger gets knocked down. Apparently Muerta won that one, and then Muerta hits the track.
Tornado
Another-
Alley almost out, but Mimi Mahler doing what she does best, defense and ruining people's days. JK, I love Mimi
There we
Mahler.
are. Muerta gets out. Tornado Alley fights through and gets out as well, so 5 points again for the Bombshells. 4:44 to go until halftime.
We have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
That's going to be Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. Just looking. I thought I heard somebody say jammer, but apparently I did not. So we are good. This is not a power jam for either side.
Stitches has already turned, I think, 720 degrees. Multiple flips around.
Yep, and their Stitches runs right into the back of Dirty Carry, and now they're both out. And Carrie's going to look, and Carrie's going to call it off. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, high five there. That's Dirty Carrie saying, yeah, no, I'm not going to beat Hugs and Stitches in a jammer race when she's 3 skater lengths behind me.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
an amazing
It
skater.
very fast, and no matter bank track or flat track, just as fast on either slope. Oh no, Hugs and Stitches. Oh, we're touting Hugs and Stitches, and she got a penalty. It's
Oh
going to
my
be a power
gosh.
jam for the Bombshells.
I take back all my compliments.
Oh, goodness. Tornado Alley out there for the Bombshells now. 3:41 to go until halftime. We're going to have a timeout. That's a team timeout. Emphatically signaled by Laura Stabs on the infield. There we go. That's the official announcement. So timeout for the Bombshells. Their first half timeout. 3:41 to go until halftime. 72-24 Bombshells in front at the moment. Fans, another one of our league sponsors is Tucci's Touch. Tucci's Touch Massage specializes in deep tissue trigger point therapy and much more. Come visit their booth when they're here. They're not here tonight, but they're often here. But get a free 10-minute chair massage, and don't forget to enter the raffle to win a 30-minute in-home massage. The raffle's good. The raffle's good. I have checked with that. So the raffle for a free 30-minute in-home massage is certainly good. Stop by the raffle table over there, and they'll give you details. Tucci's Touch, though, look them up on Facebook. They are fantastic. They do massage therapy for many skaters, and also this announcer. You should hear the sounds that my spine makes. It's frightening. It's downright frightening. It made my wife nauseous. All right, Bombshells called the timeout because of the power jam, so they wanted to get their offense set, and that's going to be Scare and Jaeger for the Bombshells. I would say I think Jaeger's fans are here tonight, but I spent 2 hours sitting next to one, so I know they are. Jaeger is up to the front wall of Valkyries defenders, and now the pack comes together, so those Valkyries defenders able to escort Jaeger down to the infield. Now you see the pivot for the Valkyries shaken loose. Jaeger up to the high side.
NC hitting Jaeger off the track. Oh, someone just flew, but I have no idea
I saw
who
that.
it was.
Yeah, that was, there we go. That was NC, I believe. They took a heck of a hit.
Oh,
it's
Slaya.
Slaya, thank you. Slaya's up.
Oh, Slaya.
My goodness. Y'all be nice to Slaya at the back of the pack there. Holy heck. Anyway, the power jam continues. 10 seconds left. It's been a defensive struggle so far. I mean, absolutely. And Jaeger can't call it off. Like if Jaeger signaled to call it off at this point, there we go. Now Jaeger's out and can call it off. Yeah, Jaeger hadn't gotten out yet, so if Jaeger had called it off without passing those blockers, it would have been a power jam for the Valkyries. But hey, Jaeger knows the rules. No points for either side. Good defense out of the Valkyries there during that power jam.
Hugs and Stitches out from the box of shame. Stitches hates me.
I mean, but it is though, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the guy says in Slapshot. He's like, you go to the penalty box and then you feel shame. Hugs and Stitches is your jammer for the Bombshells and is already out and clear. Stitches trying to shake loose at the back of the pack. Remy Ruckus clearing a path. Now Stitches barreling down with a full head of steam. There goes Stitches out the front of the pack. Once again, try to keep this to one scoring pass for the Valkyries. For the Bombshells. And Stitches just can't hang on to the coping. Gets up and calls it off. Skid Vicious does get all 5 points on that scoring pass, though. So excellent work to make sure all 5 skaters got past.
Successful to me.
Absolutely. We've got Tornado Alley this time for the Bombshells.
And Marta for the Valkyries. Muerta trapped to the rail in a Boston cream pie, as the Bombshells call it.
See, that's what you get when you have a skater co-announce with you. You find out that teams call things like that the Boston cream pie.
It's a Boston cream pie, a Boston Tommy. There's so many words that they use.
See, there you go. Exactly. These things I don't know. I just go, look, that person with wheels did a thing. Tornado Alley gets out, lead jammer for the Bombshells. Now Muerta's fighting along the rail, but they're going to close that door up there. So Muerta just gets, Muerta just unceremoniously rolling down the track like a hot dog on a QT roller grill. That wasn't very nice. Tornado Alley ducks around the inside, gets knocked out by Alley's Kraken, but gets back on. 3 seconds left, and Alley calls it off. Check on the scoring there. We've got time for one more jam before halftime with what'll be probably the quarter clock's going to expire before this jam starts. 5 points for the Bombshells.
We have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
You're going to have Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. Everybody's checking around. Looks like we're ready to go. There we go. Late penalty coming in. We got a power jam for the Bombshells. Look at that. Bombshells are going to try to go into halftime with build this lead as much as they can before the halftime whistle. One jam here for kind of all the marbles. Scary Jaeger changes their mind. And there we go.
Mimi Mahler escorting Carrie off the track. And it looks like the Bombshells are going to try and goad Mimi. Carrie out in the front. Mimi Mahler escapes past and starts directing her team.
So now you'll see the bomb. Oh, what a block. Oh, look at that. Look out.
Same team.
Everybody's tumbling around. Everybody up on their wheels. All right. Now here comes Dirty Carry reestablishing with 16 seconds left in this Bombshells Power Jam. This is a scoring pass. Mimi Mahler put some pain on Dirty Carry up towards the rail. Carry trying to fight through. The bench is yelling at the Valkyries how much longer they have to hang on for, and that'll do it. So a good defensive effort by the Valkyries there at the end of the half. Freya Hugs will come out and tell us right now. Halftime switch benches. We are into the half. It'll be a 15-minute halftime. It was a 5-point power jam for the Bombshells, and as I say when I'm announcing with Al, I'd say that's a defensive victory. I'd say it's keeping a power jam under single digits is pretty good. So, halftime break. Olive, do you have any thoughts?
I'm so excited to see what happens
I know, right?
in the next half.
All right, ready to get the second half going. Your score right now, Bombshells 87, Doomsday Valkyries 24. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is Optimus Prime's first time jamming this evening.
That's right. Optimus Prime is going to take the jammer line for the Valkyries, and it's going to be Tornado Alley for the Bombshells.
Prime getting hit off by the Captain Impaler Swift. And stuck behind a strong Bombshells wall.
Here goes Alley around the outside, and Alley gets the better of a block. Alley able to fight through and is lead jammer for the Bombshells.
Prime still struggling behind a strong Bombshells defense. Tornado Alley once again just running along the rail.
Prime still trying to get through the pack. There's 15 seconds left in this jam, and Tornado Alley now up to the high side, fights through a block attempt. And Alley finishes off a scoring pass and then calls it off with Prime in hot pursuit. So 10 points for the Bombshells there to start things off here in the third quarter. Take a look here. One blocker coming down. It's Dirty Carry. Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
And we have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries. Stitches trying to play some jammer defense, but Carry just slipped right out.
Meanwhile, now Stitches dumped to the ground. No, I'm sorry, that was Remy Ruckus on the ground. Stitches still upright, and Stitches lead jammer. Stitches fights out the front of the pack for the Valkyries. Dirty Carry's going to get out right behind, though. So now Stitches quickly approaching
Stitches
the pack.
takes a crazy hard fall.
Stitches takes a very hard fall. Stitches just fell at smiling, so she's all right, but wowzers, just fell collarbone to top of kick rail, and appears to be all right, so wow. Anyhow, now at the jammer line, 1 point for the Valkyries there, by the way. Mimi Mahler's jamming for the first time for the Valkyries.
I love when captains jam, and they normally don't. It's
There you
amazing. We also have 835 scaring Jaeger for the Bombshells.
So both jammers kind of cautiously approach the pack, and now Jaeger's going to blast out first.
Mimi Mahler following close behind.
We've seen a lot of this with both jammers able to get out at the same time. It's just been the Bombshells with their large offensive outbursts that have kind of come in spurts. Scary Jaeger that time kind of blasts into the pack and calls it off. 3 points for the Bombshells. Bombshells have hit 100 for the bout, 100 to 25. NC Jammer at the jammer line for the Valkyries.
And we have Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. Skid taking NC off the track right as Carry runs out around the rail.
And NC is able to stay upright, got blocked by a couple of Bombshells blockers, but NC wobbles and stays on the track, so gets out, tries again to keep this to one scoring pass for Dirty Carry. Carry calls it off. I think Carry called it off before NC was able to get any points, but we'll see.
Again, Mimi Mahler on the jammer line for the Valkyries.
Yep, and it's going to be Tornado Alley for the Bombshells. That was 3 points for the Bombshells there. And indeed, nothing at the back end for the Valkyries. So Tornado Alley doing a jab step, which you often see in basketball. Not so often in roller derby. You don't see a lot of steps in roller derby.
I've seen the Bombshells do it a few times tonight, actually.
There you go, yeah. Nope. You know what? If it works for point guards, get that jab step, and then you fake left.
Both jammers struggling in the pack.
I was just going to make it. I was going to say fake right when you only shoot lefty. Anyway, along the inside is Mimi Mahler getting rotated off to the infield, and Tornado Alley shakes loose once again for the Bombshells. Tornado Alley, a lot of success tonight in getting lead jam for the Bombshells. Mimi Mahler now mid-pack, big collision. Mimi tries to block at the back of the pack, but a big collision. Tornado Alley onto the infield, gets up, finishes the scoring pass. So there we go. Looked like, I would have to say from here, it looked like some miscommunication. I think Allie thought Allie was okay to get back on the track, and the teammate said no. So to avoid a cut track, anyway, Allie called it off. It didn't really result in any change in the points, so it's kind of immaterial and doesn't matter. However, it would appear that somebody wants to talk it over. I don't know who that is. We'll find out in 2 seconds. The officials want to talk it over. All right, regulators are going to talk this one over. The regulators probably going to check over and make sure any extra penalties that may have happened there at the end. It did look, like I said, at least a few people were confused about who should call it off and when, so we'll find out momentarily. OTO right now, 108.25, Bombshells in front.
Do you like coffee? Well, we're sponsored by a locally owned shop providing hand-blended drinks and award-winning baked goods. Visit them on the southwest corner of 7th Ave in Heatherbrae, just north of Indian School, for delicious coffee, tea, muffins, and their incredible homemade bagels.
All right, well, while that was happening, and our wonderful, wonderful sponsors at Copper Star Coffee, now we've progressed into a challenge. So, Bombshells have utilized their challenge here in the second half, challenging some penalties here. I'm sorry, what were those? On the jammer, I would think. No? Not sure. All right, well, there's a skating out of bounds and a cut track. We'll get the full update here momentarily. We're just kind of musing on what it may be, but they'll let us know. So, 108.25, Bombshells in front. Bombshells have challenged. Meanwhile, don't forget about the Doomsday Valkyries tamale fundraiser. The Doomsday Valkyries are selling 3 kinds of tamales, but I'm buying all the cinnamon raisin. Not sorry. Anyhow, well, who has tamales? Tracy says. Well, Tracy, let me tell you. The Doomsday Valkyries have tamales. The Doomsday Valkyries are selling tamales. It's $22 for a half dozen, $42 for a dozen. The prices continue to scale up from there. The flavors are red chili pork, green chili chicken, and cinnamon raisin. I'm just kidding. I'm only buying like 5 dozen of the cinnamon raisin. I'm sure they're making more. I said, what is the largest order we can request? And Freya said, I'm not sure. Anyhow, the Doomsday Valkyries, the tamales are sure to be fantastic. There are many great cooks and chefs amongst the league people, and I know Shirley Temple of Doom makes really good food. So I would imagine Shirl's is going to be involved in that. At any rate, check those out. There's a QR code by the door. Orders must be placed by Monday.
Well, it sounds like the challenge has been taken back.
Exactly. I've been announcing now for the Derby Dames for this is my 7th season. I've never seen a challenge unchallenged.
Yeah, this is my 8th season, and I've never seen a challenge
You've been here longer than I have. Stitches says 8. Anyhow, so the Bombshells were going to challenge, and then the challenge started, and then they said, never mind. So Bombshells get back their challenge. Power jam for the Valkyries. It's Hugs and Stitches.
Stitches hits the wall, but I don't know. They hit her back, it seems. Stitches fell back.
Well, they're the wall. The wall just fell. So, and Stitches, oh goodness, what a play on the front end. Wow. Stitches gets spun off to the infield on the low. I didn't really catch who threw that block, but that was an excellent block. Stitches looked like she was home free. 33 seconds to go in the power jam. That Bombshells defense is up to the task so far. Down to the infield goes Stitches. Now here comes the Valkyries back wall, trying to kind of just create some turbulence and maybe an opening for Stitches to get through. If Stitches can get out, there's 13 seconds left, so enough time to get around. Oh, Stitches just got knocked off balance. Mads incognito in the back straightaway.
This has been a very fast-moving pack
It really
until
has,
right
yeah.
now.
I mean, definitely. There we go. That's an end to it. Excellent defensive effort from the Bombshells. You know, it's interesting. All of will be interesting to a person to ask about this. But when I used to watch the minor assaults, and Mads incognito, number 71, when she skated with the minor assaults, was Madzilla. And we got a timeout coming, so it'll give me some time to sit here and talk. Team timeout, Valkyries. So this will be a minute. But anyhow, I was going to say that when Mads was on the minor assaults, she looked like she was much taller than everybody else. And I was kind of like, I never saw her off the track, so I was like, oh, I'm sure it's just a perspective thing. Now she's out there with the adults, and I'm like, oh, no, she's just tall.
Yeah, Mads has always been very tall.
Very tall, and a very good defender. And I remember just it, you know, in junior roller derby when there's like 11-year-old skaters, and then Mads is like 6'1". I'm like, that hardly seems fair.
I was, I think, 12 on the team, and Mads was 16 or something, and Mads was like double my height.
Yeah.
So
anyhow, just interesting. It's just a fun observation with all these. Mads had gone out of town for college and is now back and has now joined the Bombshells. Was drafted by the Bombshells. Flipped her number around because Bitch Please stole it while she was gone. I'm just kidding. It was a fair give. So Mads switched to 71 instead of 17. Team timeout about to wrap up. We'll talk more about the minor assaults and other league sponsors here momentarily once we get back to the action, of course. There we go. You know, honestly, I was going to point out that there's a lot of former minor assaults out there skating right now. There's a current minor assault out there. They're one of the regulators. They're the jam ref with their finger gun up in the air right now. It's Rainbow Crash. So that's like our minor assaults are like, you know, multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose.
Absolutely. It's going to be a power jam for the Bombshells now. That appears to be why the Valkyries took the timeout, was to work on their power defense. Dirty Carrie gets clear.
I watched 3 people in a row throw their hips out in front of Carrie, and Carrie just ducked around every single one of them.
Yeah, Carrie got hit, and Carrie hit her knee pads and then just slid on her knee pads and then jumped up and took off. So kind of on one fell swoop. Excellent offensive blocking there by the Bombshells. So 30 seconds left in the power jam, and here comes Dirty Carrie on scoring pass number 2. And there goes Dirty Carrie. 20 seconds left.
Carrie's got a big old smile on her face.
Yep, Carrie's enjoying this.
I don't blame her, honestly.
Right.
I would also have a big old
There
smile on my face.
Oh, Carrie to the
maybe
inside.
not anymore, though.
There you go. Now the Bombshells blockers are going to get active and try to get Carrie through. Carrie's got to get around NC. Not sure if she did. Clock expires. We'll check the score from the infield. Carrie did. Wait for it to be official, but Carrie did. Carrie got all 5 of those points on the last scoring pass. It's 15 points on the power jam for the Bombshells. Are there any Bombshells here, fans here? There you go, thank you. Heck. A 15-point jam. Get up. Levanta. There we go. Taking off.
Stitches immediately taking the hat off their head.
Yeah, I was going to say, ordinarily you're not supposed to, like, announce that until it's, but yeah, that was pretty hard to miss.
Stitches flies out of the pack with the star on their head now.
Right. Stitches puts the cap, but apparently taking the star off made Stitches more aerodynamic.
I think so, too.
Yeah, exactly. Having the star on increases your drag. But now Stitches on a scoring pass is trying to fight through. That's Impaler Swift at the back there. And now fighting around the outside. Out and clear. There goes Tornado Alley. So try to keep this to 1 scoring pass for Stitches. And Stitches is going to call it off. Stitches was rather being beat to a pulp at the back of the pack there by the defenders.
Mm-hmm,
and basically that was one of those where it's like, I'm tired of getting punched. I'm going to call this one off.
They were stuck in another Boston Tommy, but this time on the low by the Bombshells.
Looks like the Valkyries are going to throw a maple long john at the Bombshells now. What's that? Well, if you don't know, I can't explain it to you. It's not my job to educate you.
Yeah, you guys should figure it out.
I don't know. Figure it out. Wikipedia exists. It's going to be a power jam for the Bombshells once again with 5:30 to go in the third quarter. See, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. It's like Pavlov. I'm sorry. You guys aren't dogs. I apologize. Skid Vicious now, and it's a minimal pack for the Valkyries. 2 blockers out there at the front. Going to do what they can here.
2 team captains, Princess Leia and Mimi Mahler. Mimi Mahler catching Skid high.
Mimi Mahler gets a rise out of the crowd with that individual defensive effort. I mean, Mimi wasn't going to lose that. Mimi just got pushed out of play.
Mimi does a lot of individual defensive efforts.
Yep. And there we had an apex jump attempt by Skid Vicious, and it's like I say about hurdling in the NFL, you got to stick the landing for it to count. The NFL, a guy tries to hurdle and the defender pops up and hits him right in the protective cup with his helmet. That stops you from hurdling. Meanwhile, Skid Vicious weaving through the pack. There go the 2 Valkyries defenders again. And there goes Mimi Mahler. There's 4 seconds left, and Skid's going to get up and probably call it off. There we are. Let's check on the score. I'm going to say that was one heck of a defensive effort from 2 blockers during a power jam.
Yeah, I'm
right
if I wasn't
off the
mistaken, the
bat.
Bombshells were full too.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I guess other than their jammer.
Discussing the score, it is a full fight. It was a 5 points, but yeah, they almost very nearly barely got the last point on Mimi. So, wow, I mean, really, that's an outstanding defensive effort from 2 defenders against a full pack of blockers, 5-on-2. Great job by the Valkyries. 4 minutes exactly to go here in the third quarter.
We have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
It's Tornado Alley for the Bombshells. Not only 2 skaters that have jammed a whole lot, but also 2 skaters that have jammed against each other a whole lot.
Yeah, honestly.
Stitches right into a defensive wall, a triumvirate of blockers at the back of the pack, and out the front goes Tornado Alley once again. Hugs and Stitches now. Hugs and Stitches gets by Impaler Swift. Oh, if this was the NFL, they would have said they put the defender on roller skates, but the defender's already on roller skates. But wow, Hugs and Stitches just gave an old okie doke to Impaler Swift.
The Valkyries sneaking around all of the Bombshells' attempts at stopping them.
And we got a lead changed, or did we?
I think so.
Or did Allie call it off before Allie fell off the track? We're gonna have to wait and see.
I think we'll find out.
Yeah, so Allie came in as lead jammer. Now the jam ref and the backpack ref there, Meryl Streak, are talking it over. We're gonna have to check this out. There'll be an official timeout, I believe. Yeah, right. Okay, we're gonna talk that one over. I was gonna say.
Yeah, we all need to figure out what was
Tornado
happening.
Alley was basically standing upwards on her helmet and may have been able to call it off while one of her vertebra was touching the track. I'm not sure exact, because I didn't see Stitch's signal, so I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, me neither. It might have just been a late call off.
Yeah, we'll find out here
knows?
momentarily. Obviously, it'll be updated on that. So we take a break here. 3:09 to go. 131-28 Bombshells. Don't forget, our next bout is on January 6th. January 6th, 5 p.m. right here at the Hall of Dames. It's going to be the Coffin Draggers. With their frequent and successful jammer, All of You Die. You know All of You Die, number 96.
I don't think I do.
No, really? Okay, yeah.
I don't think I do.
Olive's cool. All's
Yeah.
all right. Anyway, other skaters, meh. Olive, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I am very nervous, but also very excited for my game against the Brides.
It's going to be very fun. The Brides, obviously, now, I lost track. The Brides 2-0 or 3-0, do you know?
I think they're 2-0.
Okay, they're 2, that's right. Okay, so the Brides are 2-0 and they're in first place. And like I've said, whatever team wins here will be 2-1. They'll be in second place in the standings.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be trying to hand the Brides their first loss of the season. No pressure.
We will.
No pressure.
We will.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of confidence
All
we
you
like.
Brides, open your
Anyhow,
ears.
it'll be the Coffin Draggers versus the Runaway Brides, and then a Minor Assault smash-up, which we were just talking about, and those are always a whole lot of fun. Our Minor Assault skate with some adult skaters as well. We're going to have a challenge. We're going to go right back to just fill in time. I saw that challenge flag come out. Now the Valkyries are going to challenge. Yep. So the Valkyries are going to challenge here. That's their second half challenge. We'll see what's going to go on with that. So yeah, we'll just kind of go right back to chat. Right back to chatting. Once again, about the tamales for the Valkyries, if you're interested in learning more about that, they've got a flyer right by the front door. There's a QR code there with the prices and whatnot, and a link. And you can place your order. Tamales are available, ordering is available until the Monday the 4th, and tamales will be delivered between the 10th and 12th. So very soon and before Christmas. Christmas tamales are wonderful. True story, when I moved to Tucson in 2000 when I was 19. And I moved down there, and a very nice lady that was the wife of one of the other guys at the track down there gave me 12 tamales for Christmas. And oh my gosh, homemade tamales, hot. They were warm. She'd put them in a bag with, like a warmed up bag of rice. And I bite into one, and she put green olives in them with pits. And I bit right into a pit and an olive, and I thought I broke my jaw. So I've bit into tamales much more carefully since then.
I did the same thing. One of my best friends in high school, her mom made me a bunch of tamales also for Christmas, and there was a chicken bone.
Oh, right.
Like a very big one. It was very scary.
A whole when you put bones in your tamales, it really adds to the flavor.
Yeah, now I have PTSD from that.
Yeah.
Not very fun.
Right, yeah. When it's the first time you bite into something like a olive pit, it definitely aha. There we go, Olive and Gnarly chatting.
Sisters.
Yeah,
chatting.
I was going to say, I saw Gnarly out there, and I'm trying to remember Gnarly's name, and then Olive says, "That's my sister." I'm like, okay. But now I'm just going to know your name is Olive's sister. That's terrible. One of my favorite lines from the movie League of Their Own, when the two daughters are walking, he's like, "This is our daughter, Sophie. This is our other daughter, Sophie's sister." So that's a good line. All right, the challenge is wrapped up. 3:09 to go in the third. No, it hasn't. Oh, the challenge just started. I'm sorry. I looked up and saw Zero Cool coming around, and I thought he was going to tell us what the outcome was. But they have called down Eye in the Sky. Climbing onto the track is some Puerto Rican guy, and they've asked him to go join the conference. So maybe it's a points challenge? We'll find out. Anyway, don't forget about some of our league sponsors. We'd like to tell you about Lost Dutchman Tattoo. They are a local tattoo shop specializing in realism, and you can customize your own tattoo. I would love to show you mine. I have one. Many people here have Lost Dutchman tattoos. So a fantastic place to go. They're one of our long time league sponsors. And you can find them at 4121 North 19th Avenue. That is on 19th Avenue, just north of Indian School Road. It's right across the street from My Mother's Restaurant, and not quite. If you hit the Carniceria, you've gone too far. It is Lost Dutchman Tattoo at 19th Avenue and Indian School Road. All right, looks like the challenge is wrapping up. Just discussing with Olive here off mic while the challenge was continuing. But, I mean, really, the score right now, 131-28. 131 is your average roller derby score possibly through three quarters. But this has been an absolute defensive showcase by the Bombshells. I mean, the Valkyries just came off a very convincing win. And what were we challenging? Okay, well, the challenge was, anyway, sorry, let me finish my thought, and then we'll fill you in, because they're still chatting. But I was going to say, the Valkyries just came off a very convincing victory, and the Bombshells are really, really, really asserting their defensive will on the Valkyries right now. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Meanwhile, speaking of points, the Valkyries did challenge and they were awarded 3 points at the back end of that. So the Valkyries, a successful challenge this time, and they get their second half challenge back. So it's 131 to 31, and it'd be really funny if Muerta was jamming, but she's not.
I know, I was going to say something about the score right now.
Yeah, it'd be really
but
funny.
She is on the track.
Yeah, there we
Muerta,
go.
your number's on the board.
That's right. Meanwhile, it is a power jam for the Doomsday Valkyries coming out of that timeout, in fact.
We have Princess Leia jamming.
All right, Princess Leia.
Sneaks out on the low, kind of gets pushed out between Jaeger and Mads.
Leia's able to get clear. Of course, Princess Leia, the captain of the Brutal Beauties, so you see anybody's pitching in to kind of help the sub-pool. Leia now weaves to the outside, runs squarely into the back of a blocker, and then gets shoved to the infield.
Hard fall.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see who delivered that hit back there, and then I saw Jaeger. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Running around, trying to find an opening. So far, again, I mean, I just got done waxing poetic about the Bombshells defense, and here we go again. Trying to keep this scoring. I mean, Leia at this point may have picked up all 5 points, but the Bombshells are really trying to. Yeah, Leia. I'm sure Leia counts those kinds of things. You see, very experienced skaters will absolutely know how many. I mean, like all of them, I'm sure. Same thing. Yeah, you know when you know who you've passed.
Yeah.
So Leia popped up and said, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah, Leia being a main jammer for her home team.
Right.
Skating for a very long time. We have NC Jammer for the Valkyries.
It's going to be Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. Leia did get all 5 of those points, in fact, so Leia was correct. We're checking with some stuff here. Meryl Streak, back up and ready to go as your backpack ref. And it's very quiet. There we go. Okay, there's a team timeout. All right, so the Valkyries take a timeout there. To check on that and see what's going on. I heard I believe somebody said it may be a power jam, so we'll see. Ended up being, like I said, 5 points for Leia, so it's 131 to 36 at the moment.
I am going to take this time to tell you about Sidewalk Surfer. They are a shop with a large selection of roller skates and skate accessories. They build custom skates and service all brands of skates. Open 10 to 8 on Monday through Saturday and 10 to 6 on Sundays. I know that they are a sponsor of my home team, the Coffin Draggers. So, yeah, we're pretty awesome.
I've never been to Sidewalk Surfer, but like I grew up in that neighborhood. I ate at that little horrible Dairy Queen just south of Oak. I've eaten there used to eat there. I don't live in that neighborhood anymore, but that little terrible Dairy Queen that looks like a neglected barn. Yeah, it's actually one of the best Dairy Queens in the city, to tell you the truth. So a cheer goes up from the Bombshells bench. We're just about ready to get back to the action, and there we go. So the team timeout comes to a close, and it is going to be a power jam for the Bombshells.
We have
That's Mads Incognito is going to do the power jam for the Bombshells. It spins. Look at that move. Here, just use mine. I'll fix that one. Yeah, sorry, I turned it off.
Mads coming around the track after a very fancy spin move out. Up against 2 former teammates of theirs, Mimi Mahler and NC Jammer.
Blocked again there, and Mads able to get through those blockers finally out of play. It's just interesting that they finally drifted far enough from the pack to be called out of play, and so Mimi just shoulder, and then just had to watch Mads go by. 20 seconds left on the power jam clock. Here comes Mads. Tries to weave through, takes a hit from Mimi. Has to get up, get back on behind Mimi. And that'll do it. The clock expires on that power jam.
We have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
It's going to be Dirty Carry for the Bombshells. See, somebody's looking for a pivot. There we go.
That was a 9-point power jam.
A 9-point
by
power
the
jam
way.
for the Bombshells.
Successful power jam, I'd say.
Yep, absolutely. So once again, two skaters that have jammed a whole lot. Wow, Dirty Carry gets Stitches knocked off of balance. And Stitches is now going to get out, lead jammer, and it's being reported from behind me that Stitches may have lost a wheel. No.
I can't tell.
Maybe she looks okay. Toe stop. Stitches lost a toe stop. Okay, it looked like a wheel spinning off, and then there you go. Stitches calls it off, and then we were trying to figure out what happened there. Well, I had to count the wheels as she came by. I was like, oh, no, not a wheel. Anyway, that's going to bring us cleanly up to the quarter break. 2 more points for the Valkyries there. Always fun when you just lose gear in the middle of the jam. You're like, what broke?
That happens all the time.
All right, we are ready to get underway. It's the fourth quarter. It's 140 to 38, 15 minutes till the end of regulation. Your jammer for the Bombshells is Tornado Alley once again.
And we have Muerta for the Valkyries.
There you go, Alley, there goes Alley. Right along the inside. Bombshells clearly planned that coming out of the timeout. So Allie's your lead jammer for the Bombshells. Again, we often say that. Allie is like the person sitting next to me, Allie is an extremely successful jammer. There goes Allie along the inside.
Allie proving your point.
Oh, no, yeah. Extremely adept at getting through small spaces on the track. Muerta gets blasted to the infield, and then Muerta, well, look at that block. Muerta blocking Allie. Muerta came off too, but Allie had to get up behind everybody else. So now the pace of play slows down.
Allie out again for, I think, a second scoring pass?
Yeah, that was Allie's second scoring pass. Allie, like me at Thanksgiving, now coming back for thirds. Allie's going to try to fill her plate with 5 more points. And gets pushed off to the inside. It looks like the clock expired, I think. We'll check that. I know what the eye in the sky believed. It is. It's a full 15-point jam for the Bombshells. Look at that. Fighting to get that last point there at the very end by Tornado Alley. Great job.
We have NC Jammer for the Valkyries.
It'll be Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
Skid just flying towards up in front of NC after NC gets out.
So NC's out, and we've got a jammer race now. NC's not going to concede. Hugging to the inside, racing through the corner. Dirty Carry blasting in behind. NC racing in, it calls it off. Well, Dirty Carry got routed up to the rails, so Dirty Carry did not get any points on the back end. 2 big points there for NC Jammer. Wow, that was, you don't really see a jammer race often, like it's a genuine race. That was pretty cool. You call it a jammer race sometimes when somebody's like a third of the track behind. It's like, oh, okay, this race is already over. That was a jammer race. That was great.
We have Shirls for what I think is the first time up on the jammer line for the Valkyries.
That would be correct.
Playing some jammer defense.
Well, as Sherrills would. Okay, put a star on Sherrills. Sherrill still plays defense. Anyway.
Things going very slowly.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Olive, do you have dinner plans? How's things? Right. Sushi, excellent. Yeah. Now there goes Jaeger around the outside. We kid, it was just a very tightly bunched pack, and they were trying to keep Jaeger in, and that's often a futile exercise. Jaeger also an extremely successful jammer.
Mimi Mahler took the star at some point and is now skating around the track.
So Mimi Mahler is going to put the star on here momentarily and become the jammer of record for the Valkyries. Meanwhile, Jaeger gets back up on the track and calls it off. Mimi Mahler coming in to force that action. Ends up being 3 points for the Bombshells there.
We have Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
Just give it, see if you can hear it. It's still on now. Go for it.
Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
It's going to be NC Jammer for the Valkyries here.
Oh, maybe not.
Now a switch, and we're going to have, okay, so a couple of defender switches. It is going to be a power jam for the Bombshells once again. Dirty Carry.
Skid taking the star from Carey almost immediately, but running right into Hugs and Stitches.
Yeah, it is a power jam for the Bombshells, but there's only 2 blockers out there for the Bombshells. It did take 45 seconds, but Skid Vicious gets out, and Skid dropped the star. So right now, there is no jammer of record for the Bombshells. Now Skid skates along and gets to the point at the track where it was, now puts it on after a full circuit of the track, and is now the jammer of record.
For the first time ever, I'm saying thank God the pack was going so fast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, usually if you drop the jammer star, it's a death sentence.
Yeah, but good circumstances for her, I guess.
Right, absolutely. So, scoring pass completed. Defenders trying to get clear at the back of the pack with 9 seconds left on the power jam. Skid takes a big hit and Skid to the infield. Dirty Carry and Skid Vicious look at each other and smile.
Skid,
long-time teammates.
Very nearly face planted.
Yes. So we're going to check on the score there. Ends up being an 8-point power jam collaboratively between Dirty Carry and Skid Vicious. It's like collaborating on a no-hitter. You both get credit. 8-point power jam, 166 to 40. We've got another first-time jammer for the Valkyries. That's Ali's Kraken. No, it's not. It's Invader Slim. I'm sorry. Invader Slim, number 070, is jamming for the Valkyries. Excuse me. The wrong first-time jammer. Tornado Alley is jamming for the Bombshells. That's not a surprise.
Not a first-time jammer.
Not a surprise. Both trying to get through. Slim takes a block at the back and is now back up, trying to look for an opening.
Slim seems to be having a hard time going up against an Impaler Swift. Not a surprise.
Allie's at the front of the pack, trying to fight through some defenders. Now more blocking at the back of the pack, and Allie's just going to get up here and play defense now. At this point, the Bombshells are probably more interested in running the clock and having a few more 60-second jams to close this thing out. There goes Invader Slim.
Sneaking out.
Now Allie's going to get out behind, and the clock expires. Slim was extremely worn out after trying to fight through the pack. Like, you could visibly, that you can see the toll it takes on you. 60-second jam, you're like, 60 seconds? Yeah. You go out there and get punched in the mouth for 60 seconds while you're wearing wheels on your feet. Anyhow, we end up with no points for either side. It's going to be NC Jammer this time for the Valkyries.
And Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
Both jammers weaving in and out. Dirty
Hannibal Lecture doing some amazing offense.
Great block in there by Hanny. They're still trying to get NC out. NC thought she had an opening. Skid Vicious got down there and closed that door. Does it again. Jammer for the Bombshells coming in. There's Dirty Carry. Skating right through, able to get by Clutch Cannon.
NC fighting and makes it out of the pack.
Dirty Carry now is catching up to the pack also. Bombshells are going to try to get those Valkyries defenders kind of split up and separated so that Dirty Carry can weave through, and does. So let's check the back end of that, because NC Jammer was coming up on the back end of the pack. No points, though. NC, though, never giving up the chase at the back, and NC is just going to come up and jam again. So the Jammer remains NC Jammer for the Valkyries.
And we have Scaren Jaeger for the Bombshells.
So the jam underway. NC Jammer now fighting up to the front of the pack. And NC is trying to step over. We got NC and Jaeger out at the same time, and Jaeger's got more momentum, so taking off. Jaeger holding close to the inside. Jaeger's going through the turns like a bowl skater. Look out, and Jaeger calls it off. We were just looking down at the bench there, and it would appear that the Valkyries are beginning to suffer from ejections, which is when you accumulate 7 penalties, you are ejected from the game. There are not many skaters left on their bench, so that is probably why we saw NC Jammer jam and 2 jams in a row.
Rainbow Crash crashed.
Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries. Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
Stitches barely, almost gets out.
Almost. Had like 2 wheels on the coping and just still couldn't quite get through. So now, again, both jammers. Now both jammers kind of off at the same time. The action unfolds. Tightly
and
bunched back.
Stitches comes out.
There goes Stitches.
Carry out immediately after.
And Stitches calls it off. It's really, honestly, I mean, obviously the jam's over. Whistle blew. Whistle blew. That was funny because the jammers heard it, and then the pack's over here still blocking when we turned our heads. I'm not saying you get hyper focused when you're in bouts or anything, but yeah, you play through the whistle and then you just keep playing. That's roller derby.
Not the last time I played the Bombshells, but the one before that, we had people lining up for the next jam while other people were still playing derby at the track on the same time.
Yes. So that's NC Jammer for the Valkyries and Tornado Alley for the Bombshells. Once again, NC manages to shake through this time. And NC is your lead jammer. Tornado Alley trying that jam step thing, and now is just going to play jammer defense at the back. Or not. Try to fight through. NC takes a tumble. Well, the action kind of grinds to a halt back there. I see Mads. And, here comes some help. Mimi Mahler just bulldozed somebody. NC still trying to get out. Now Jaeger's going to say no. Oh, somebody hit something hard just there. Yeah, I heard somebody. Allie's looking around. That'll do it. That'll do it for that jam.
We have Hugs and Stitches for the Valkyries.
And the Hannibal Lecture for the Bombshells. Interesting how team strategy works, because honestly, a lot of times in the Bombshell skate, Hannibal Lecture is like the jams as often as Tornado Alley. This is Hannibal Lecture's second jam tonight. So interesting, because Hanny often has a lot of success, but the Bombshell's a different strategy, clearly working tonight.
Yeah, clearly.
They go with a hot hand. There we go again. Hugs and Stitches out. Hannibal Lecture right behind. It's our fourth jammer race in a row. Hugs and Stitches is going to put the hammer down now, trying to catch up to the pack. Now the Valkyries are going to take away, and here goes Hugs and Stitches trying to catch up. Valkyries are playing keep away. Hugs and Stitches down to the inside. Gets by Skid Vicious and calls it off.
We have Tornado Alley for the Bombshells.
And now, jamming for the Valkyries is Allie's Kraken. This time I'm right.
Another former minor assault skater.
Absolutely. Trying to find an opening. Allie gets blocked off to the inside. Both jammers still fighting. Tornado Alley, the other Alley. Is it Allie's Kraken? Does she also go by Alley, or does she go by Kraken?
I have no idea.
All right, we'll have to find out. I was going to say
we'll
Allie goes by Allie, so I don't know if Allie goes by Allie or not. Allie might go by Kraken, but Allie doesn't go by Tornado, so.
I know them by socks.
Yeah, exactly. Allie is Allie. Allie's Allie, but Allie is not Allie. Meanwhile, that's Allie, not Allie. Allie is back at the back of the pack. Allie at the front of the pack. I'm messing with you.
Tornado Allies, both
Tornado
fighting.
Alley, the jammer of the Bombshells.
I just watched Allie almost fall out of the track.
Yes, right. Hit the kick plate. And Tornado Alley is just kind of drifting along with the defense and letting the clock run out. Like we said, Bombshells right now are just 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Waiting for points to come in here, and I do not see any points, so no points for either side. We are ready to go. It's Invader Slim once again for the Doomsday Valkyries. Is Dirty Carry for the Bombshells.
Sorry, I could not tell which one you said. Carry out by turn one.
Yeah, carry out. There we go. Slim twists and gets a leg up underneath him, and then just able to get back up and try to get those blockers pushed out of play. There they go. Good move for Slim. Dirty Carry gets through and calls it off. I get it now. Invader Slim is really skinny. I finally got an up-close look when they came in front of me. I was like, ah-ha-ha, they're slim. Look at that. I get it. I mean, I got the Invader Zim reference, too. I'm not dumb, despite what Freya says. At the jammer line now for the Doomsday Valkyries, another first-time. I know who it was. I saw. It's Blair Bitch, number 98.
Jaeger for the Bombshells.
I like how Blair turned around and straightened her jersey for me. I know who you are, Blair. I was just getting to it. Meanwhile, Blair to the infield.
A lot of jammer defense going on.
Yeager gets out for the Bombshells. We'll have to see if we got one more second on the jam clock than the game clock. So if this jam goes the full 60 seconds, it will actually be the last jam. We'll deplete the quarter clock by 1 second. And in the meantime, Blair Bitch still trying to get out. Took a heck of a hit, kind of knocked the jammer star loose. Now there goes Scary Yeager and calls it off. Yeager tries to finish off at least part of a scoring pass. 3 points for the Bombshells, and we do have one more jam.
It looks like Scarin Yeager got a penalty, though, so this is going to be a power jam for the Valkyries.
It is going to be a power jam for the Doomsday Valkyries in what will be the last jam of regulation. Valkyries have all 4 of their blockers out there, too. And there we go. The Bombshells taking off out of the line like it's a go route in football. Trying to stay ahead. Basically, if the Valkyries have to get somebody caught up, or the Bombshells are just going to keep playing street race like this. Now the Valkyries from behind are going to try to get up in there and block. Bombshells able to stay together, 34 seconds on the jam clock. Now they're trying to move. Valkyries trying to catch up. The Bombshells right there, those 2 Bombshells at the front. Now the Valkyries able to get the pack separated. That defender at the back of the pack, though, is Dirty Carry, and is now going to try to fight back through.
Sheryl's hitting the front wall. Skid doing great defense as always.
6 seconds left in the power jam. It's academic at this point. Sheryl's has not yet gotten out, but if Sheryl's did, there would not be any points scored, and that's going to do it for that jam. And talk about putting an emphatic period at the end of regulation. The Bombshells have been exhibiting defensive prowess all night long.
They really
Don't
have.
forget, this Valkyries team just came off a rather convincing win, and the Bombshells have just enforced their will all night long. Excellent defensive game played by the Bombshells. Came out and just really
a great comeback from last season as well.
Final score is 182-46. They gave them hell, Bombshells. Bombshells moved to 2-1 on the season and are in 2nd place in the standings. I mean, didn't the Bombshells just go 0-6 last year? Yeah, they have a winning record now halfway through the season. That's a pretty good turnaround, I'd say. The Bombshells proudly skating around for a victory.
Enema Burns just told us that it feels so good.
And now the Valkyries, making their way around? What's left of them? It appears to be the few of them that weren't ejected. It's hard, and when you're getting ground down in the pack there, I'm not trying to be flippant. I think people know I'm a Valkyries fan. Honestly, I am. I was a Valkyries fan before I was an announcer. But really, when you're getting defensively ground into the turf like that, it is easy to pick up a lot of penalties.
Very.
Yeah.
You have to overcompensate.
So, excellent bout there. Excellent pair of bouts. And we're going to give away the final prizes. So, first, we've got wow, look, my goodness, we have 2 huge, wow. So you're going to give away the Ray Riot because you, yeah.
Because Ray Riot is like my favorite person ever.
Absolutely. So this is for the $300 Ray Riot tattoo gift card. We got 2 of them tonight. Go for it.
591841. Please make so much noise.
If you're the winner, you got to let us know. We're going to redraw these pretty quick because we got to get out of here. 5918. You got a winner? All right. We got a winner of the Ray Riot tattoo over there.
Winner.
Look at that. Easy give, easy give. $300 tattoo credit. Get something fancy. I'm going to give away the other tattoo now. It's the Lost Dutchman $350 tattoo gift card. Let's shake.